And welcome back to Nancy's Neighborhood, folks. And some of you that watch the show regularly know that I had Dr. Linda Cash on a couple of weeks ago, and she's director of the Bradley County Schools. Now, I'm an equal opportunity employer here, okay? Because I've got the Cleveland City represented today because I have Renny Whittenbarger, and Renny is the CTE supervisor for the Cleveland City Schools, and CTE is Career Technical Education. Is
Correct.
that right? Okay.
That's correct.
So I asked Renny to come on because I keep seeing on Facebook that people keep saying, we need more tech schools. We need those old tech schools like we used to have. Well, Renny, tell them.
Yeah.
We have them.
We've got them right here in our own community.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are not aware of what Bradley County and Cleveland City offer. I know with Cleveland City, we offer 10 career academies right in our high school. We also have them down in our middle school. We actually have rolled them back to some of the STEM courses into our elementary schools.
Wow, okay.
So it is a pathway from elementary right on through high school into post-secondary right here in our own Cleveland community.
And not in a separate building, right
No,
there,
no.
right there. And then, am I correct in the fact that sometimes your kids at the high school can sign up for welding or something at Cleveland State and get a dual credit for that? Is it a
Yes.
dual credit or okay?
Yeah, we're very fortunate. Cleveland State has worked with us extremely well, along with Chattanooga State and Lee University.
Okay.
Have worked with us, and we currently have 31 opportunities at Cleveland High School just in CTE for dual credit or dual enrollment opportunities for our students.
Wow.
So there's opportunities for them to get dual credit, which is typically at that designated for that campus. Then there's opportunity for dual enrollment, which can be transferred to a 4-year.
Okay.
And then there's industry certifications that can be accomplished right in our own high schools, right here in the Cleveland community.
And industry certifications are very important. That's, to me, that's almost like having a college degree.
It is. Industry is breathing down our throats, hollering for these industry certifications. They pay extremely well. Students can get them while they're in high school, or they can get a partial in high school and step on to a post-secondary campus and complete that industry certification if they want to. But they are hiring our kids right out of high school
Wow.
with these industry certifications, whether it be in the medical field, the engineering field, the robotics field, the digital media field for Adobe Premiere certification. So there's industry certifications out there for our high school students.
And, of course, I'm older than you, but even when you were in high school, too, we didn't have robotics.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have megatronics. We didn't have those things that these kids are taking now that allow them to step right out of high school into a job.
It is totally a different world, Nancy. When I was in school, it was called vocational.
Yes.
Then it evolved into what is called a dual path, where a student chose which path they want to go, academic or technical. And now it has evolved into career and technical education. And the reason for that is employees are telling us constantly, we need that student that has that technological background, that mindset to brainstorm, troubleshoot. But we also need that academic integration so the students can communicate well. Mm-hmm. So they are looking for a well-rounded student in order to be competitive in our world market. On it.
And the thing about it is these people, like welders, and I've told this story before,
Mm-hmm.
but Doug Berry told me one time last year, he said, Nancy, if I had 40 welders right now, I could place
Put them
them
to work.
And those people don't make $1 an hour.
No, they don't.
They're making good money. And I think a lot of things that parents don't understand. Now, my son has 4 degrees. He's a PhD. He's doctorate. But he didn't need to be a welder. I'll just tell you right now. He needed to. He teaches English and literature at Baylor School, and that's where he needs to be. But not every child needs to do that. And so I think it's wonderful that these people can come out of there, start at $40,000, $50,000 a year, and then go on and even do more.
Well, you look at the latest labor market data, the top 80 to 85% fastest growing occupations fall under the career and technical education field. And industry is trying to tell us this, and have been telling us this. So the government, the state of Tennessee and the federal government is starting to funnel a little bit more money.
Good.
Slowly.
Yeah, I understand. That's how that works.
They're starting pushing it some of our way in order to meet this labor market need. It's a crisis right now to fill these job markets.
And you and I know why that happened, because your parents wanted you to, and my parents wanted me to, get a college education. get a college education because you're going to be. And of course, my parents, maybe not yours, but my parents were children of the Depression that came out, and they just felt like you needed a college education to make a good living. And that's not the case anymore.
It's not. And even if a student decides to get an industry certification and get a job, with the new standards and stuff it is taught in CTE and in our high schools today, if they choose to go back to college later on, they're equipped and prepared and can do that. But a lot of people are choosing not to go on to post-secondary immediately because of the student loan debt that's accrued from it. So some of them are starting to look at, hey, I can go for company or work for company ABC, and they'll pay for my education.
And see, that's another marvelous thing that people don't realize, that some of the industries will pay for your continuing education.
Definitely. And we're blessed in this area with the industry we have in our area. It's actually a problem trying to find enough employees a lot of times for the company's openings. But we're so fortunate to have the company supporting our CTE programs. They serve on our advisory committees. They serve in our chambers. They come in to do classroom speaking, do design challenges with our students, so our students are getting real-world application problems to solve right in. Wonderful opportunity.
Now, let me talk about just a minute your airplane. I think this is so wonderful because, first of all, you all have Air Force Junior ROTC at Cleveland High School now, which I think is phenomenal. My husband was a product of junior ROTC and then ROTC at the University of Tennessee, and loved it, and then went into the military. But I think that's great. So y'all have the Air Force Junior ROTC. And how's that going?
It is going exceptionally well.
Good.
They have currently, the last time I looked was probably about a week ago, they got a little over 180 kids just in the Air Force ROTC program at Cleveland High School. It is booming. We have two fine gentlemen that is running the program. Colonel Campbell is heading that up for us, and the color guards, I see them practicing in the gym each day. It just brings a different dynamic to the high school, a level of professionalism, a level of patriotism to our high school, and I think it's going to be a game changer for our high school.
I think that's fantastic. Now, what ages can do junior ROTC?
9, 12.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic.
9,
So as soon as you step on the campus at Cleveland High School,
available for you.
Very good. Now, because we just talked about the Air Force ROTC, let's talk about your airplane.
Okay.
Because that's fascinating to me. But I mean, folks, it's not really an airplane, but it's a simulator.
Yes. Back in September, October, Dr. Dyer and I had a conversation about, started tossing around the idea of starting an aviation program. I started digging into it a little deeper, and as well as he did. But we started looking at the labor market data, and there is a dire concern of how these openings, due to the baby boomer situation, are going to be filled in the aviation market. Now, that could be a pilot, co-pilot, control tower, avionics specialist. A lot of things fall under that. So we started looking into that, and we found the labor market data to back up to implement that program.
And to justify the fact you're going to spend the money on the equipment.
We did.
Right.
And found the instructor, we think it's going to carry it to the next level. He's 13 years came out of the Marines after 13 years.
Oh, wow.
As an avionics specialist.
Okay.
So we set it up, Nancy, in 3 tiers. Tier 1 is where the students, you'll see a lot of similarities of what the kids see at home. It's the yoke and control system and the foot pedals and the software on the computer.
The old things that we used to do. Yes, okay.
So they go from there to a Tier 2 section where they're set up on a multi-screen unit where they sit down in a cockpit simulator and start getting a little bit more familiar with the reality side of it.
Wow.
It's a little bit more realistic. And then finally, our capstone segment of that is our new FMX flight simulator, which is a fully enclosed, full motion flight simulator.
Oh, wow.
It has 280 degrees view around you, and we can tell the call letters to take off from Cleveland Jetport or Chicago O'Hara. And when we do that and it pops up, you're sitting on the tarmac of that airport and can take off. And through GPS satellite view, you look at your side panels, and that's what you see taking off.
Oh, my
around.
gosh, how exciting.
And it's when it says full motion, believe you me, it's full motion. I tried my hand at it. And
how'd you do?
Not too well. Not too well. There's not a pilot out there that is threatened by my skill set.
I understand. So, but they start out originally down here in Tier 1.
Yes.
Okay. because I have a friend whose son is taking it, and he's thrilled to death. He's so excited he can't hardly stand it.
Well, great.
So how
great.
long does Tier 1 last?
Tier 1, it'll typically last, well, it's kind of a rotation thing.
Oh, okay.
So they are not stuck on Tier 1
Oh, you
per
don't
se.
have to graduate Tier 1 to go to
No,
Tier 1,
not
2.
at this
Okay,
point.
okay.
Now, ultimately, the big enclosed FMX is going to be for your advanced, the student that is serious about getting into this. That's where we start pulling in the certified flight instructors
Okay.
in order to oversee their piloting skills to make sure they're doing what FAA requires. Cleveland Jetport has been a tremendous help in getting us set up in that way.
Great.
Also, Crystal Air out of Chattanooga,
Super.
and a lot of support from this. Very excited. We were hoping, Nancy, to start with 60 to 80 students in that as kind of seed students.
How'd that go?
Not too well. We ended up with over 140 in the program.
Oh, I think
So
that's awesome. I really do.
That's a good problem to have.
It is, but now, with 140 students, were you able to negotiate how to get everybody in there and work on Tier 1?
It is definitely like juggling hand grenades at times, but for lack of a better word. But it is going away. Great. The teacher does well with rotating them through the 3 different tiers, so giving students an equal amount of time in the simulator in order to get those skills sharpened and hopefully get them enthused about the aviation career pathway.
Absolutely. I think it would be extremely exciting. I mean, I'm one of these people that never thought I wanted to fly in a plane, not fly a plane, but fly in a plane. I'm getting better on these short flights. Now, I'm going to London with the Walker Valley Band in December, and that's not going to be a short flight. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do there. I may just,
Well, to
take a
help
nap.
you prepare to get ready for that, I'm inviting you to come over one day, and you and I will jump in that simulator and see how we do.
And crash it in a cornfield. I love it, and then we'll just be real excited
There
about
you
it.
go.
So this Alex is telling me that we need to wind it down, but I'm having such a good time with this conversation. So any student that's in the Cleveland City Schools that then goes to Cleveland High School has the opportunity for Air Force ROTC
Yes.
and also to take this aviation.
Yes. Yes.
I just
They
think
both
that
open to
is so
freshmen.
exciting. I think that is so exciting.
Great opportunity for our Cleveland community, Cleveland-Bradley County area.
And real quickly, let's go. You said we have all kinds of areas that the kids can. I mentioned welding, and you mentioned there's some medical. What are some other things that are in the career technical?
We definitely have automotive, aviation, business, culinary, criminal justice, health science, obviously, is a huge area.
Yes.
The robotics, the engineering, work-based learning, a lot of opportunities for students to choose from to pique their interest.
And my producers here at this show have always been work-based learning from Walker Valley, and I think it's great for them to do that. And a lot of these classes, Renny, are they like if you take them the first year, they're kind of like an introductory if you want
Yes.
to see if that's what you want to do?
Yeah, like our digital media program would be an introductory, and it kind of gives you a 30,000 view, foot view of it, of snapshot to what's coming down the pike.
Right.
Then as it progresses along, it gets a little deeper in the weeds, and the challenges get a little more difficult in order to hone in and sharpen those kids'
Right.
skills.
And the kids then can say, time out, this is not where I need to be.
And to me, that's a success story.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a free choice compared to going to college and making that choice.
Absolutely, or getting to college and be a junior and still not know what you're majoring in.
Exactly.
I mean, that's yes, we've had that experience at my house too. So, Renny, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, Nancy.
I always enjoy having you on and talking about, but career technical education is available to all of our high school students in Cleveland, Bradley County.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that's awesome, and I think the public
Yes.
needs to know that. And so we don't need technical schools because we got them.
Yep, we do, right here in our own community. Invite them to come out and visit us.
And I think, everybody needs to go see that airplane simulator.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get out there and see that one of these days. So, and I think once upon a time, didn't you all do some kind of a solar bicycle and enter a
Yes.
contest?
Yes.
See, I mean, these things are just fascinating to me. So, Renny, again, thank you so much for being on with me today.
Thank
I
you
really
for
appreciate
everything
it.
you do, Nancy.
I appreciate you coming out in the rain. Folks, don't go away. I'll be right back. But first, we're going to have commercials. And you know what I say, watch our commercials, support our sponsors because they pay our bills. And I'll be right back to update you on some upcoming events that are going to be happening in Cleveland, Bradley County, and some surrounding areas. So don't go away.